Hello, Dr. Fazal and the members of my class EDPC 690. I'm using a program right now called Screenr.com to record not only my voice but any movements on my screen. So right now what I've just done is I've resized the window to go along to my Word document, and I want to tell you a little bit from my paper why this study is important. So I'm just going to read from the beginning right here. With the long-term controversy surrounding the use of standardized test scores, there seems to be little doubt that educators need to use alternative, authentic assessments to represent the learning of their students. Digital or electronic portfolios can provide one authentic insight into the learning of the student over the course of a school year. They allow for multimedia representations of learning, such as podcasts, digital images, and video, that traditional paper-based learning representations cannot exhibit. And according to Dr. Helen Barrett, these representations are often referred to as artifacts. I'm just going to move a little bit down through my paper and just come right over to here now. The student should decide which artifact best represents the learning that has taken place, as well as which artifact to exhibit. The digital portfolio allows educators to guide the learning activities that best match the individual needs of the student as represented within their reflection and exhibited work. Student strengths can be documented by their choice of expression style of their learning, and how a student chooses to represent his or her learning will give educators great insight into the individual learning styles of that student. This concept of student selection of work that best represents his or her learning is a critical component of portfolios. Some teachers may decide what examples in their minds best represent the learning of a student and may insist on the neatest, most grammatically correct representation of student work. The student's selection of work has to be meaningful to them, something they are extremely proud of and therefore wish to exhibit in their portfolio. I'm just going to move because, again, this is recording anything that I do on my screen. Students should also need to reflect upon why they chose the artifact they have and add their reflection on their personal learning. The reflection will offer teachers, students, and parents a window into the learning roadmap that the student has taken to arrive at the production of the portfolio product. This reflection is critical to the portfolio process. Without it, the portfolio merely becomes a glorified showcase of the student's work. Digital portfolios are also a wonderful way to connect parents in the education of their children. The information is available to parents for review at any time at their convenience via an internet connection. Paper-based portfolios are available for review upon request by a parent, but usually occur during scheduled parent-teacher conferences. If the electronic portfolio is maintained yearly, parents could look back and view the progress and growth that their child has made over several years. And educators could use these electronic portfolios and student reflections of learning as guides in curriculum mapping. So my study is going to be one where parents are involved in the building process of these electronic portfolios. This will be the first attempt for my school to utilize digital portfolios with students, and the study will involve parents' perception of digital portfolios through the use of online surveys. The parent coordinator of my school will contact the parents of my students and ask them to participate in a voluntary survey. And there's going to be a total of 2 surveys, the first administered in January and the second of March of 2011. And parents will be able to contribute their thoughts on electronic portfolios. My first goal is that this portfolio will not only become an authentic assessment of student learning represented by the artifacts within the portfolio, but also a meaningful representation of the student's learning evidenced by the student choice of artifacts to include in student reflection. The second goal of this research would be that the results of the surveys give parents the opportunity to offer feedback on this process as it develops through the school year. And my hope is that this will become a positive school-parent connection where all interested parties work together towards the goal of creating an authentic portfolio of student learning. I hope you enjoyed my screencast of my Word document, and this is a great tool.